Quarantineis, what you gonna do when you're self-isolation? It's Quarantineis, you're gonna drink red wine because your brain's insane. It's Quarantineis, what you gonna do in 7 days of isolation? It's Quarantineis, your 3 or 4 times of daily updates. It's Quarantineis, there's Corona COVID-19. It's Quarantineis, you gotta think, because if you don't dream, you're gonna die in a pit of desperation. It's Quarantineis. And welcome to your daily update of Quarantineis. This is a show which documents the life of one man's 7-day self-isolation. It's a story that may engage you, it may perplex you, but it's a story that is universal across the world right now. Sometimes an episode doesn't need to be so edited. So you're going to expect very little typing, the little messages that I put up that appear, not many of them. And you'll see why, because this video is allegedly over 40 minutes long. The things that I do in fucking quarantine. Good morning, everyone. It's Quarantineis Day 3. Read between the lines. Well, start the day as you mean to continue. It's always something that I've been told. So, when in amidst Quarantineis, starting the day... Oh, fuck! Oh, no! I've run out of papers. Oh, no! What am I going to do? Start the day as you wish to continue? How? How if there's no papers? I've been in this van. Oh, fuck, I've not been in this van for months. I have no idea where papers are gonna be. I don't think I've even got small ones. No, I don't. Well, shit. I'm gonna work. No. 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 Oh. Oh. I think it's doing a thing. Maybe. I think it's live. I'm not sure. I'm having to use my laptop, basically. I tried to do Quarantineis beginning of day 3 just a moment ago on my phone, but it ran out of battery. What the fuck are you going to do, hey? So that's in charging, but... yeah. I was basically in the middle of saying, start the day as you wish to continue. I then grabbed my rolling box, grabbed my tobacco pouch, grabbed the other thing, and then went to go and roll. There's no papers. Start the day as you wish to continue. There's no fucking papers. How am I meant to start the day as I wish to continue? So, I found scraps, guys. I'm gonna try and make it happen, basically. But this means that I am gonna have to go down to the local shop. And I'm gonna have to try and get some papers without catching corona, or without coming into meters of someone. Basically, I'm gonna have to be a cheeky fuck and try and enter a shop with this over my face. And possibly some disposable gloves on. to exchange monies and papers, and hopefully I'll be able to get some. That'd be nice. It's much better when I have my phone because I can move it. This I can't really move so much, nor do I actually know if it's actually filming, but, you know, such is life. Such is life. I've already gone for bucket poop number 2, shall we call it. Quarantineis! Yeah, but I did take my friend Pat's advice yesterday, and instead of adding more toilet fluid to it, which is just basically creating my own chemical toilet. Like, chemical toilets are notoriously crap in caravans and camper vans because of the mess that you have to then clean up after you've created. Not so nice. So, I've used ash. I just poured a cup of ash. If this does work, I wonder if... Basically, there's a cup of ash there now that I'm using to put... Oh, fuck it. I'm using to put into the bucket toilet thing that I have. Much better. Contains the shit. Way better. Way less smelly. Better for everyone. If you're going to create your own bathroom, cup of ash, mate. Cup of ash or sawdust. Yeah, a combination of the two, ideally, I would imagine. But hey-ho, you get what you're given. Cheeky Vimtos and ash toilets. You get what you're given. So all of my friends who have just realised that the price hike phenomenon within the flying of the flying home is just become astronomical. One of my friends, Emma, she's in Rishikesh at the moment. She just told me that one of her Canadian friends tried to book a flight home yesterday, to which they discovered that the flight was going to cost them 9,000 Canadian dollars. Fucked it, mate. I am very pleased that I persuaded yesterday my friends Nicole and Tess to get their flights home literally a matter of hours before Canada announced that they were going to implement a travel ban in and out of Canada from a certain date. So all of the flight prices have been dramatically hiked because of that. Wow. Believe it or not, hey, who would have fucking guessed it? All around the world this seems to be happening. India's just implemented a 7-day travel ban into the country. I believe you can leave, but there are no flights entering the country whatsoever over the next 7 days. That may or may not be extended, who knows? Let's just see the severity of the situation. It's all really starting to pick up globally, I suppose. I looked at some of the curve charts yesterday, and we are coming to some sort of peak curvature within the spread of this virus. Oh, mate, look at that. There might be just one really broken paper here, but, oh, if you know how to roll, you can make anything work for you. And I know how to roll. Oh, no, fuck off, as this only just started. 19, 20 seconds? Have I just been chatting shit to myself and it's not even been recording? Oh, I've been sat here for maybe 3 minutes having a chat, and I don't think anything's actually been recording. It's only saying 36 seconds now. Basically, Quarantineis, day 3, take 3, the beginning of the day. Oh, wow, strenuous stuff. Basically, I wanted to start the day as I wanted to continue, which was, of course, to, like, grab my rolling box, grab my tobacco, grab the other thing, and then I went to discover that I've got no papers, so I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Managed to find a sneaky little broken paper inside of my pouch. Was just like, oh wow, am I really going to make it work? Wow. Yes, I've made it work. So, great. But this also means that I am to have to go to the shop. I'm going to have to go to the village shop. I'm going to do this before my dad wakes up because he's going to highly recommend me not to go to the village shop. But I am going to wear disposable gloves. I am going to wear my swimming goggles that I have conveniently placed outside there so I can grab them at any point. And I am going to wear something over my face. So we'll look something a little bit like this, I'd imagine. And I'm going to be like, hello, Mr. Ash. Can I get some papers, please? And hopefully we'll do a transfer of papers and money without touching each other whatsoever or being in the vicinity. I've already gone for Stig of a Dump 2. That's what I'm calling my loo, Stig of the Dump. It's a very interesting bathroom, that's for sure. I've upgraded it though. So instead of just having toilet liquid in a bag in a bucket, my friend Patrick has recommended me to use ash. Way better. Got a good big cup of ash. Just scoop that on the top of your scoop. And it keeps it all contained. It keeps the poop together, really. So nice one, Pat. Highly recommend that to anyone who's ever having to create their own outdoor toilet in the midst of a quarantine crisis. Use ash or sawdust. Much nicer for you. And imagine much nicer for the world. Also reusing the shit that you've got. Yeah, I was mentioning flights at some point. I managed to persuade my friends Nicole and Tess to get their flights back to Canada yesterday. Fortunately, I managed to persuade them 3 hours or so before Canada has implemented a no-flight ban in and out of the country. So all of the prices before this certain time are ridiculously hiked up. Like my friend Emma, who's still in Rishikesh, she was telling me one of her Canadian friends was trying to book a flight home today or yesterday. 9,000 Canadian dollars. 9,000. Can you believe it? 9,000. Lots of people have been trying to book their flights home to the UK also. A lot of them are either sold out or cancelled, so everybody's going for that mad rush. I'm glad I got home when I did. It's like I pre-saw these events happening. Me and my friend Emma have come to the conclusion that I am God, basically. Either I'm God or I manifested Corona. And it's not often that I use the term manifestations, because it is that neoclassical hippie term of you control your own fucking reality. Don't get me wrong, you somewhat do have a controlling factor in your perspective of reality. You do not actually control the fucking universe. You just don't. No. But we've come to the conclusion that I'm God and I manifested Corona. I've got one strong political view, which I've shared and expressed for maybe a year now. Maybe not quite, maybe roundabout. But this strong political view is that everybody over the age of 65 globally, this one time, should die. Just this one time. Just globally. Everybody over the age of 65. Imagine what it would do for the world. It would fix the overpopulation problem. It would somewhat fix global resource usage problem. It would somewhat fix global carbon emissions problem. It would pull wealth back down into the younger generations, and it would get rid of that over 65 demographic of voting for right-wing fascist parties. What's Corona done? Who is Corona's highest risk group of people. What was that? 65-plus-year-olds? What was that, Josh? You manifested Corona into existence and now it's wiping out the world's 65-plus-year-olds? If that is the case, and I am God and I manifested Corona, I'm really sorry. Because I've done this to myself as well. I'm now in Corona isolation because I manifested it into existence. Fuck. Well, guys, on that bombshell, I'm gonna leave it for Corona Diaries Quarantineis Day 3 Part 1. And I'll give you an update when I try to go to the shop and make this buying a packet of papers thing work. But until then, enjoy the sun that seems to be coming from the outside world. Look at that! Look, we've got some sunshine. And stay safe. Start the day as you mean to continue. Okay, bye. I made a run for it. I made an escape. Not the greatest escape, I'll admit, but an escape. And I tried to get some papers. Alright then, world, I've escaped somewhat, and I have this £1 coin for a packet of papers. I don't think I can be on video as I do this, because I think that would maybe freak them out a bit too much. I think it's probably going to freak them out already if I'm wearing gloves and maybe a thing over my face a bit. But it's got to be done. Sometimes you need to go to a shop to get certain things, even if you're in the midst of self-isolation, but it's about taking and other people's safety. So you got to do what you got to do. I anti-backed this coin, so then I won't spread anything if I do have it. But I'm just arriving to the shop, so I'll catch you in a bit. Oh, hi there everyone. Sorry, Quarantineis again. So I made it to the shop. I got there, and I made sure my face was covered, my hands were sealed, and I kept the 2 meters distance between the people. I anti-backed a coin, and I handed my hand out to receive the papers with no contact. I'll explain in a moment. So, update of going to the shop. I got papers, motherfucker! Yeah! Also, there's this thing going around. It's not just Corona. It's this elbow bumping. It's like, how you doing? Nobody can shake hands anymore. Nobody can fist bump. Nobody can hug. So we got the elbows going. I quite like it. I much prefer it, actually. It's an in thing, isn't it? It's like a Corona VR. My missions. That was quite nice, just a little walk down the road. Instead of just being completely in my self-isolation booth. I did stand 2 meters away from anyone in the queue. So, you know, you gotta try and be precautious. Even if it's difficult to. Even if you don't have a self-isolation booth. You can try. You can try. Oi oi Savaloy. Oi oi Kai. I see, I started the day as I wish to continue. And now I can continue. I'm just going to put that there for a moment. I'm so pro. Imagine if I was actually a professional fucking vlogger. Could you imagine? So I can now remove.
Josh?
Hello?
Get your parcel. Get your package. I'll just put it on the door.
In the door?
On the floor.
Oh yeah. Thank you. That's an interesting one. I've had post delivered to me and my dad left it on the top of the door and I opened the door and I didn't see it there. So this It's a good job I've got gloves on, really, because who knows what's coming through the post. But I know exactly what this is going to be. So, there's one thing that I asked my mum to do with her ashes after we do the thing. And that is I asked if I could keep some of her ashes, specifically 7 vials, to take travelling around the world, and to spread her ashes in various places around the world. 7 because it's my lucky number, but I was pointed out recently that actually there are 7 different continents on the planet. I knew this, but I didn't connect the 2 together. So now maybe it's going to be a case of taking 1 vial full of ash to each continent on the planet. Look at that. Tiny, tiny. These are meant to be 4 centimeters in length apparently, but hey ho. I kind of imagined it to maybe be a little bit bigger, but we do. This is what happens when you order shit from the internet. You always expect it to be bigger. But that, oh fuck, a duck. That, how the hell does that stay closed? Oh, there's plugs. Look at that, look at that. So this is going to be one of the 7 receptacles for my mother's ashes. Look, so you got a little plug there, and you got the glass thing. Yeah, pop that on, as so, and then do you screw that on, and then it stays? Or does this go in here? Oh, when you order things off the internet, it seems way more simple, bigger and more simple. Okay, so if I put that in there, and then give that a thing on top, does that now stay closed? Oh mate, I think I just wasted money on trying to get ash receptacles to... Oh yeah. Yeah, I've no idea how this works, but I can work that out. I've got loads of time in Quarantineis. Loads of time. But nice idea, hey, put your mother's ashes somewhere close. But eBay, it's great, but it's also questionable when you can't see what you're buying, and a lot of the shopping that's going to be done nowadays in this corona pandemic is going to be on the internet, and I'd imagine loads of people are going to get really disappointed. Yeah, but you just can't check it, can you? You just don't know. Ugh, right. Great. Basically, Quarantineis so far hasn't really started with my usual Quarantineis wine, but I am having Quarantineis in a different manner. Also, it's really not so bad. This is by far the best instant coffee I've ever had. I'm not really an advocate of Nescafe, but somebody bought this at the festival in Shambhala and left it at camp. Now it's perfect for quarantine time because milk is basically sold out in a lot of places. This is 3-in-1 instant but real coffee. It's not so bad. Now I got a cup of coffee. I've never been able, just to let you know, I've been a barista for the past 7 years of my life. Yep, it's that sad. And not once have I ever been an advocate of instant coffee. To me, it's always tasted of fucking Weetabix, to be honest. But now here I am, self-quarantining, and it's about the only way I can get coffee. Oh. This is just a day of ramblings more than anything. I think the prior days of me doing this had a bit more of a focus and a key point to each video. This has just been me coming back from a shop and rolling a doodah and advocating instant Nescafe coffee. But hey, who knows if corporate industry is ever going to continue after this ever again. Newest thing that I've seen is that to borrow money in the UK, the banks are now putting a 0.01% interest rate on top. So I believe overall, you pay back less than 1% of what you borrow. It's basically free money. So if you need money, maybe just take a small loan from the bank if you can. It's not a bad idea for these days and these times. Everyone else is borrowing, so, you know, why the fuck would you not? It's funny, I've got a lot of people watching me right now, but not a lot going on. For me, or you. All writing-wise. Oh, here's one. Gosh, I didn't realise that you have such a posh accent. Well, that is because you spoke to me in India when I was speaking probably broken English. Now I'm broadcasting to the many, so I've got to have that BBC English voice going. I've also just been in self-isolation for day 3 Quarantineis. I wonder if red wine and coffee goes well together. I'm not going to do it. Usually I ask myself a question of why would you not. Also, the why would you not is a very good rule for life, but started off with cooking. If you have a random assortment of ingredients and you ask yourself the question, why would you not? You've got to find a reason as to why you shouldn't put that thing in the thing that you're cooking. And if you cannot find a reason as to why you shouldn't do it, then you've guessed it, guys. You should just do it. And I believe that that strongly resonates in life. For example, why would I not sneeze on someone right now? Let me think of a reason as to why I wouldn't do it. Corona. Why would I not get a fresh bottle of limoncello delivered to me from Italy? Although one of the drinks that I've been told to make in Quarantini is limoncello with Prosecco. I reckon that, mate, it's got to be great. Limoncello, tastes like lollipops, hits like a truck. Prosecco, bubbles, also hits like a truck. I think that is a winning combination. Yes, Kai, also doing the same as what I'm doing right now. I'm taking a morning off red wine, basically. I'm actually going to wait until midday, I feel. Because I'm slowly adapting back to English time. I still woke up today super early, but not before 7. I woke up today at about 7:30. So already had quite a long and productive day. So far, I've made breakfast, instant coffee. I've spoken to my bro, and I managed to make a shop venture. So really, all in all, sound fucking day. Quarantine's day 3. I got on a walk. It was nice. It was nice. I might even venture into some sort of woods later to be on my own. Who knows? But for now, I'm gonna love you and leave you. All you've been doing is watching me chat shit with no focus or purpose to it at all, apart from coming back from the shop, so... On this one, you know, it's on you that you're probably bored right now. Did I also mention that we've come to the general consensus that I'm God? Yeah, I'll leave it on this bombshell, because I'm not even sure if I've mentioned this one yet already. But yesterday, me and Emma had the conversation that I have possibly manifested corona. Oh, fuck, I've already done that today. I've already explained that one today. That was my morning's video. Don't worry, don't worry. Basically, I'm God, and I apparently have manifested corona, but it's all gonna do good things in the end. Maybe. Probably not. Ignore what I just said. See you later. Hey guys. Quarantine's day 3, part 3. Sorry, I've not done one of these really all day, other than when I went out earlier to have a walk to go and get some papers. It has been a troublesome day in the van, really. I'll start with the positives from vancelation today. I managed to get some papers. Hey, continue as you start, you know? Something like that. What is it? Start the day as you mean to continue, so I have. I also managed to clean the front of the van. So that's all demolded and all organised. Pardon me. I also managed to clean all of my food store. This down here, you can't really see, but Let me get a candle. There you go. So, I looked through all of the food that I've got, still stashed away from summer and other travels, all of the dry food. I've got a very decent end-of-the-world supply of self-isolation, ventilation food, so that's not bad. I sent my dad to do a shop earlier. He showed me pictures of the shelves in Lidl's, or Aldi, I think it was Aldi actually. Empty! Everything empty! But he managed to get 90% of what I asked him to get on my shopping list because, as my dad put it, all of the chav food is gone, Josh. But all of the vegetables are still there because nobody knows how to cook these days. So, you guys, in my bubble, we know how to cook because a lot of us are vegetarian. Maybe not a lot of us, to be honest, but a lot of us know how to cook, you know? We're doing well. We're much better off than the shabby fucks who are stealing all the food off the shelves. But there's also been a number of really good things that I've watched today. A lot of good things that are going around. One of them is much better than my videos. So I'm gonna move it. Oh, actually, I'll give a little briefing. There was once a film called Shaun of the Dead. And I've made this reference to people already, how I'm going to go back to the UK and go and let it blow, go to the Winchester and let it all blow over with a pint. Guys, enjoy. Oh, go on, press start.
Hey, so what's the plan?
Right. Call Mum, make sure she's okay. If Philip has been infected, follow the NHS guidelines to the letter.
Don't you want to kill him?
Well, of course I want to kill him. I just can't right now.
Oh,
Don't go to Liz's.
what if I'm horny?
Well, she's my girlfriend.
Alright, grey.
What do you mean, all right? Yeah, I see what you're doing. I know it's 2020, but the original joke wasn't intended as homophobic. It was more a comment on the absurdity of straight male appropriation of homophobic signifiers in order to denote their aversion to emotional candidness. Do not go to the Winchester. The pub is out.
Even if it's shut?
Especially if it's closed. Remember what happened the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. If you can, stay at home, have a cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over. Above all, don't be a twat about things. We're all in this together. Don't be selfish. Look after each other. Give someone a call if you think they might be lonely. Okay? How are you doing?
I'm running out of toilet paper. Have you got any?
Yes. I'm sorry, mate. I'm down to my last sheet. I know. You take care. Okay, buddy. Bye. Bye-bye.
There you have it. Fucking, if Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are taking this seriously, then Jesus, the world really is fucked. But we've all been advised, you've all heard it from them, we can't go to the Winchester. For my bubble of friends, that would be any spoons in the entirety of the UK, as it's the cheapest place to get beer and food. But unfortunately, that cannot be done now. But I thought that was fucking brilliant. What a great little venture that they made there. Because, let's face it, it's an exact representation of the current times. There was one more video, one more thing that I saw today, which I thought was very appropriate. And just shows the difference in the way that the UK people taken and respond within a crisis, within a social situation. Man, pressing buttons on a screen. There we go. Chatting shit again, really, aren't I? That's all I do for you guys. Apparently, this is the best thing to come out of the virus for so many people, but I don't really believe it. To be honest though, I do watch this back and I find myself hilarious. I don't know about you. But this is another video that I saw today.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Shut the fuck up! Oh, fucking hell.
That right there is the UK in a nutshell. This is how we deal with a crisis. We sing Bohemian Rhapsody and get told to shut the fuck up, apparently. It's fantastic. I'm surprised, to be honest, that none of you have yet to tell me to shut the fuck up. But, in other news, an annoyance thing for the van. For the first time since travelling with Soul for 6 weeks in the van continuously, towards the end of that trip, we were passing through Slovenia, and we had run out of gas in the camper van since Goulash Disco. So we had been run out of gas for at least 3-4 weeks by that point. It was getting strenuous. We wanted to cook food. And now, like, we stopped through Slovenia, and we, between the 4 of us, I think, bought a big bottle of gas for the van. It cost like €10 each in the end. It was fantastic. That was around, let's call it 20 months ago. That gas bottle has finally run out in the middle of having this fucking self-isolated pandemic. So I can't use any other cooking equipment. So I've had to, let's turn it around again. I've had to get the camping stove out. It was my only one. It's already nearly blown itself up, but it was my only option. But I've still somehow managed to come up with chili sin carne. Ah, yeah. See, vanillation meals are not so bad, even if your gas bottle in your van runs out. But it does now mean that somebody... No, I can pinch one from the barbecue in the garden. But if somebody does want to be kind enough and just deliver me a gas bottle to swap over, that'd be sound. If you want to do it for me too, that'd be even better. We'd have to do it from a distance of 2 meters though. That's the only thing. Yeah, so Quarantineis was still happening. I also went through my stores of food and stocks to find... Mate, I've still got elderflower champagne from like the season before. This, I gave it a sip earlier. It's actually fermented really nicely over the course of like an extra year or 2 or whatever it's been in there. And I've fully found a full bottle of white rum. That along with some other random stuff. So again, give me your ideas for Quarantineis. I got some white rum. I've got some elderflower champagne. I've got some random blueberry syrup and raspberry syrup to change the flavour of your drinks. I've still got blue WKD and I've still got red wine. So tell me how I can make a drink and feel fine. Ba-dum-dum. So I'm going to carry on enjoying my Quarantineis and eat my dinner. Latest updates on the news though. All schools are closed, motherfuckers. Don't let this give anybody any ideas. This does not mean we can all go to the Winchester and let this all blow over with a pint. As Simon Pegg said, if we can all stay inside and have a cup of tea, it's much better. Let me know when anybody has finished their 7-day self-isolation and continuously practicing social distancing, and then we can hang out, because then I can be sure that you guys don't have it. Because again, if I give it to my mum and I am the cause of her death in the last little bit of stuff, God, that would be shit, wouldn't it? That would be really shit. She's in the hospice. She's had a much better day today than yesterday. Yesterday in the evening she started to get really confused, had a small growing temperature. But today that's settled down. She's a normal temperature, no hot flushes, not much confusion. She's just like wanting to get home. So hopefully in the next few days they'll be able to send over extra equipment and be able to get her home so she can be comfortable. But I still can't see her. I can't. So I'm on day 3. There's still 4 more days left yet until I can see her. It's a weird scenario, isn't it? Like, coming all the way back from India to try and rush to see my mother. It was the original book fight. But still, tried to rush to see my mother. And now I'm stuck here for 7 days without the opportunity or the ableness to. Yeah. Funny. If you're in a similar situation, this could go out to 1,500 people according to my friends list. So the chances are that somebody could be in a weird similar situation like this within a 7-day self-isolation period. Get in touch. Let me know your story. That would be cool. Yeah, I'll do one more of these later. And you might even be lucky enough to get another little bit of hangpan. I do have a couple more written songs that I could give out. So yeah, catch me later and you'll get serenaded with positivity. Oh man, even that made me cringe. I'm not that guy. I'm just gonna do a thing at some fucking point in time. And I probably would have drunk a bit more red wine. Hey, bye guys. Quarantineis, what you gonna do when you're self-isolation? It's Quarantineis, you're gonna drink red wine because your brain's insane. It's Quarantineis, what you gonna do in 7 days of isolation? It's Quarantineis, your 3 or 4 times of daily updates. It's Quarantineis, there's Corona COVID-19. It's Quarantineis, you gotta think, because if you don't dream, you're gonna die in a pit of desperation. It's Quarantineis.